Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? Happy Saturday. Guitar Lilin, I hope you're well. And credits are still staring, I see. Incredibly rude of them. Okay. We left off yesterday. We had just been setting these up. I've switched these over now, so they're all running on kind of a 15-minute timer. So these should run through one kind of cycle of them every 15 minutes. Which is enough, gives it enough to be able to get everything processed before the next cycle starts. And it could be shortened a little bit, but I didn't bother to do the exact timings of things. But it should be fine. It should work, and we should consistently get things in. I did start checking with the chromium and the tungsten, and they're both going up. So also I don't know, it's not been that long, has it, Sauce? But welcome, how you doing? And when was the last message? Oh, about 5 months. So not too long. Back at day 2, we're trying to make a pattern. Oh yeah, the patterns are fun. They're are you talking about the RS patterns? The ones that need an HV circuit to actually be able to make? Yeah, that's kind of a rough thing at the start. Yeah, the ones that take HV circuits to make. Yeah. It is kind of painful. I've never actually checked to see if there's a better recipe later on. No, there isn't. You do make 8 of them though, at least. Going good? Glad to hear that, Source. All right. So the main aim for today, it is going to be. I'm going to say this. I will say now, it's going to be a very short stream today. I need to kind of go out and do some shopping later on, so I'm probably only going to be live for a few hours. But hopefully we can get to the tier 5 microminer today and get our first Naquadah. That's my aim. If we get that done quickly enough, I want to start working on the assembly lines. Having real fun. I note a sense of a slight hint of sarcasm with the fun there. I don't know what gave it away. With a custom 1-block mod pack. Oh yeah, I took some of the stuff out of my the ME system and actually completed some of these quests the other day as well. So I got all those. And apparently it doesn't let me do that. Wait, hold on. Neptunium. Hold on. We haven't made this yet. Low enriched Neptunium 23 Alien 236. How do we make that? Okay, maybe we're going to get sidetracked first of all and do this quickly. How do we make LEN 236? Oh, I can make it. Let's make some of those. Hold on. Let me fix this for a second. I would like to try that out. See what we actually get out of this fuel-wise. So I was doing enough order recipes to make that and pattern providers. Then go over and look at what parts you should just make passive. Sounds like a good plan. By custom, you mean whenever you feel something missing, you add it? I mean, that's a good way to play, honestly. Right. If this melts down, I'm not going to be happy. There's a chance this might melt down. Okay, that did not even come close to melting down. It was generating 2,268, and we're calling for 9,920. I didn't see how much it was making, though. 179,000 FE per tick. That's not terrible. Where have the depleted fuels will not be going into here, though, will they? No. Okay, let's take those out of there and add them to that. Oh, why is he not putting the depleted fuels in there? Hold on. Oh, right. Because I put them in the wrong. Did I put them in the wrong place? Oh, no, I just haven't got space for them at the minute, have I? That's why. Hold on. The depleted fuels. Those were the depleted fuels, weren't they? Hold on. Bear with me. I'm like 2 seconds into the stream and I'm already getting sidetracked. Typical. Right, we do need to rename this as well. Becky, how you guys doing? There we go. There's the depleted Neptunium LEM. What can we get from processing this? Neptunium, plutonium, americium. Do I have americium in these? I should have americium. Yeah, we should have the americium from those. We'll see. You have to give it a moment. Just scared the cat when you saw a chat stream and got excited. It's only a short stream, unfortunately. I did that. Wait a minute. Why are you not... Oh, because you need LUV power to centrifuge. Wait, you've got... Oh, no, you've got LUV power, but you can only run IV recipes. Okay. Hold, please. Let's fix that quickly. Not well, but crafting me, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Miner's done. What's to do next? Goes knocks a miner out of power. Oh. Yeah, there's always little bits that you forget to do, isn't there? All right, we need to make a few recipes. This is what we're working on making today. Most of this is fine. We can make all craft already. Just mostly the EV field generators, super chests, supercharged laser arrays, and I don't think we've got a recipe for the double iridium plates yet. So those are basically what we've got to get done now. And that's pretty much all we need to do for the microminer. And start making the plutonium as well. Probably wrestling your bed sheets. Who's winning so far? Right. We need double plates. So that will take care of those. We need those for the next quest as well. So let's just make like get a stack of iridium going through and just make one of those for the time being. Gonna go get some cucumber. That's a random thing to just suddenly go and get, but fair enough. It's healthy at least. There for the bed sheets, you're not tall enough for this. Not at all, Guitar Lilum. Not at all. That's pretty much what I did with all of my request crafting to start with. That's what all of this was. Just so if I needed to switch it out, just so I didn't have to switch out an entire power, like every single machine, if I wanted to switch one of them out. This way, you can just do it with like individual machines. You can upgrade their power tier. So yeah, I would say that is a good idea doing that. Have I got my IV energy hatches? I do. Beautiful. All right, let's get rid of that and that for now. And then we'll do that and that. Add another peer-to-peer on there. Add another covered cable. And then give it some power. Now you should work. Yeah, there we go. I think we've already got the Americium 242 or 243, and then we should have space for the Americium 242 in here as well. And that's where the other one is. But there we go, perfect. All right. So we got the iridium plates. That should now... Oh, hold on, let me claim these as well. Oh, we only needed the fuel and not to actually process it for that. Okay. So what did we get out of this as well? Because a small bit of Neptunium-237 back, but principally provides plutonium and americium isotopes. Okay. So, what else do we need to make? We need 3 vibrant thrusters. Oh god, yeah, the bloody prescient crystals. These are a pain in the ass. Although we can do this recipe, which is fine. Are we going to need a lot of these? Like, eventually, yes. I guess it's going to be worthwhile setting this up now. And getting it automated now. The only downside is we don't have storage at the moment for liquid XP. Well, to be fair, there's that whole thing with your brain where if you can see like the general letters in the word, so long as the start and the end of it are right, you read it as the word that you kind of know. So it's not that surprising, really. And especially when you're just kind of essentially just skimming chat as well. Because obviously I'm playing a game at the same time. Anyway, right. You this read wrong. See, now that you've pointed it out, I'm kind of expecting it. But yeah, people, your brain kind of, I think, just kind of organizes things in a logical manner. Right, what am I doing? Is on with only a minor. Wait, a minor injury to you or the sheet? What was I doing? Oh yeah, Soulbinder. Liquid XP. Can we get this from the matter? We can extract XP juice from the matter. I'm assuming we can use XP juice in order to... Well, it's an Ender IO thing, so I assume so. So I think what we're going to do from now on then is I'll do a 16K drive. And then we'll just automate like we'll have an extractor and then any of the matter that we have coming through. I will auto output. What do I want to do this on though? Honestly, I may as well just do this. Yeah, we'll do it we'll do an IV one and then we'll just underclock it for now. Diamond furnace, much better. Yeah, the diamond furnace is nice to have. I honestly I probably wouldn't upgrade past that, though. It seemed to be a little, it didn't seem worth it. Am I ever gonna I think I wanna keep a certain amount of each of these in stock just to be on the safe side, but we shouldn't need many. I just need an interface. Right, let's go and find somewhere to actually put this. Yeah, to be fair, it's sarcasm is not always the easiest thing to tell in text form. Like tone, just tone in general is difficult to tell in text form. Right. I'm gonna put this down here somewhere, but I don't know where I want to put it. I think maybe over somewhere over here, I think. Although this is gonna be one of those. No, we'll probably do it in this little area here. This is gonna be one of those things that. Actually, you know what? Since I don't actually know where this is gonna go, I'm gonna put this back up at the top with all the other now somewhat temporary passive setups. We've got space for it here since we moved something from here before. Need 1 amp converter. Don't have iron furnaces, but you do have create. I haven't played with create in ages. Wait, I don't need a convert. What am I talking about? Why would I need a converter? Alright, we are putting threshold bus on there. Interface there, and bed pier on the back. So we can actually power this thing. Well, I do still want to separate systems out. Okay, that works. We did this at IV, right? So we give that some power. I am probably going to underclock this to EV because we really don't need it running at IV. Set this to auto output. Make cells 16K fluid storage. You've seen your first message, was just happy to about upgrading it. Upgrades are always. This is one of the things that I love about GregTech. I know that's obviously Iron Furnaces, not GregTech. But one of the things I do love about. Where did I leave that? One of the things I love about GregTech is the feeling of kind of progression you get, and like how rewarding progression feels. Wrong place. I've also decided what's going on. I think I've decided what's going up here as well. And it's not actually passive crafting stuff. It's actually going to be... I think my assembly lines are going to go up there. Right. XP juice. we go. We only have... We've only got the 3 different ones, haven't we? I think I'm going to try and keep, like, 512 of each of them. We had, like, 32,000. Well, actually, let's keep 1,000 of each of them. We had, like, Actually, let me... See, that should stop outputting those, right? Yes. I wasn't 100% certain how this worked. Like, if these work the way I expected to. Yeah, work went above the threshold. Okay, cool. Did I put the acceleration cards in? I did. All right. That'll give us the XP juice. Let's go and grab this. Now this, I have no idea where we're going to put. I guess just over here. Going to be one of the few things that we are going to be powering with Laser IO still. Good afternoon, Sarge. How's it going, man? You should, I think the mending should work just by consuming the matter as well. I think. I might be wrong about that, though. But how is Sarge today? Right. Oh, do I want to do this the other side instead? No, that's fine. Oh, I do need more connectors, though. Surviving, thanks for asking. I'm glad you're surviving. At the very least. Thriving would be better. Obviously. But I am glad you are at least surviving. How about me? I'm not too bad today. We might have to get a better capacitor for this at some point soon. Just grab a... I can't imagine we're going to need an extended pattern provider for this. Just a regular one should do. Can't imagine we're going to have too many things going through here. You survive. Bed looks a mess, but she's a clean, so you calling it a win? Yeah, it's definitely a win. All right. Gold binder, isn't it? Oh, am I going to have to export XP to this? I don't think it will put it in as a recipe, will it? I don't think I'll put it in as part of the recipe. I might need to use an exporter for that. Need to pick up the orbs. So I know it used to work with certain things that you could consume that give XP. It kind of sucks that it doesn't work with those, though. Let's put a few acceleration cards in there as well, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so prescient crystals. Oh, no, we should be able to output that with it as well. Hold on, let me... Can I drain this of XP juice somehow? I don't think I can I? Can I craft it in the... Can I put it in the crafting table? And clear it? No. Okay, that's kind of awkward. As far as I can tell, there's no way to... Okay, so I guess we are just going to have to export it then. That's irritating. I didn't want to use the exporter if I could help it. Okay, well... That's fine, I guess. Oh, wait, no, we kind of do want... both of the X things to come back, don't we? We want to... I think we want to have both things in the output. Only we want the crystal first. Only it won't let me do it that way. Why? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I've just noticed something. Actually has a button for cycling the outputs there as well. Ah, okay. I didn't see that before. I just put it in the right order this time anyway. I'm going to put blocking mode on just to be on the safe side. Oh, we haven't got the soul vial recipe yet. Let's sort that out. Oh, right. Also, that's going to be a little weird, isn't it? Because it's just got a filled soul vial, not the correct filled soul vial. What we need is that first. This is going to get really awkward towards me, isn't it? Good afternoon, Tim. How's it going? This is going to get really awkward to automate. Okay, so if we do that... Probably work on the first one. You okay there, Quiet? Not too bad so far. Oil changed on the car. Now to roast some red peppers with dinner tonight. Nice. What are you having with the red peppers? Okay, this does seem to be working okay. I want to make sure it works with when the second one goes through, but so far it seems to be working. Oh shit, are you okay, Quiet? Making a sauce to go over pasta? Ooh, that does sound pretty good. Yeah, the pressing crystals seem to be working. They're slow at the minute, but they do seem to be working. Fucked up your lower back really bad. Boss wanted me to see them. Oh shit. What did they say at urgent care? And please make sure you're taking care of yourself as best you can. Right, vibrant thrusters. How many of the these do we need? 4, 8, 12? 12 iridium plates. We've got 4, so we need another 8. Nothing yet. Oh, you're still in the waiting room. Ah, okay. Well, keep us updated and just don't overdo it. I think that's right. 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 And then we need the 2 advanced guidance systems. I've only got the basic guidance systems crafted at the moment. So what do we need for the advanced? Oh, they're not too bad. Just the EV sensors, which might be a pain, but we will see. Oh, no, they're fine. They're all fine. Right. That is just a regular crafting recipe. They're both regular crafting recipes, right? Right. Okay. Yeah, I am glad that your boss is at least kind of decent enough to send you there and not kind of expect you to finish your shift or anything daft like that. You do not seem like you're having a good day, Quiet. All right, what else do we need in here? Fission reactor port, fission reactor controller. So we've got both of those. We need 6 double signalum plates. 4 more. While we're waiting on those, oh, hold on. I've got the fission reactor port, which goes where? There. While we're waiting on that, I want to make sure we are keeping up with the ore processing here and not just massively backing up on things. It looks like we're not. We seem to be doing okay. And we are processing the redstone as well, so that is going to be going up. Tungsten, we're up to over 3K. Chromium, we're up to over 10K chromium, which is incredibly nice. A bunch of paperwork and forms to fill out. I mean, I guess it takes the annoyance of having to do that kind of takes your mind off the pain. I'm trying to find a silver lining here. I need 2 of those. But that kind of sucks. All right, so we've still got these 3 things to make here. The field generator is the super chest and the supercharged laser array. The super chest should be easy enough to do. Just need to switch these out for the universal circuits. We're actually going to need to get some more fan providers soon. Right, we just need the 1 super chest. Perfect. Wait, why are we saying I'm multi-talented? What did I do this time? I don't even remember what I've said today. It's one of those days, apparently. Right. We've done that. And then we just need these. Which hopefully should be fine. What did I label that? LCR? LCR. I just need one of those. There's our fission controller. Probably cost 50 extra. Ouch. I'm your quiet's pain release. Oh dear. Oh yeah, I just read that now. Yeah. That's I'm not sure I'd class me as pain relief. But hopefully it helps. Alright, so the EV field generators. These are going to be the annoying, the mildly annoying bits, because we have to make uranium triplatinum wire. Which means we have to make uranium triplatinum. And double titanium plates. So apparently we don't have those already. I would have sworn we did. But never mind. Right, so 8, 4. Oh, by the way, if you have time over the weekend, do you fancy playing some Phasmo? I want to play some of Grafton before we no longer have the current version of it. Start going the 4x wires, and then we've got to do the uranium triplatinum. Which I think we're going to do this in here. Can we make? Is there anything going to stop us from doing this? No. Okay, so in that case, we need to do that. And go back to that. What are we speeding that up with? Helium. We should have helium in there already, so that should be able to go into EBF with circuit 2.
"2 years. Sorry I haven't spent much of it chatting, but I have you in the background when I can. Praying work keeps clearing up so I have more free time soon."
BT, absolutely no apology necessary. Tier 3, 24 months, 2 whole years. Holy shit. Can we get all the love and hearts in chat? I hope you're doing well, BT, and I hope you're at least getting some breaks from work. It's always nice to see you pop up in chat. What's your IGN again? I cannot for the life of me remember. If you're able to reply, that is. I know it's not BLT Interactive. Or it wasn't before. For the life of me, I cannot remember what it is. Science Sin, that's the one. Now, I remember it now. Not the numbers at the end, but I do remember the science healing bit. Is that right? Wait, are you Doom Guy? But thank you so much, BT. I appreciate it, man. You're Doom Guy now? I played quite a bit until a few weeks ago. I was playing quite a bit of Doom Dark Ages. That's a really fun game, actually. I have to say. Your friend's a tattoo artist? Wait, hang on. Wait. What did I miss? Going for a tattoo consultant? Oh, nice. What are you planning on getting? Changed skins for a bit like 3 months ago. Forgot to change it back. Ah, okay. Fair enough. Was that whilst playing Doom by any chance? Thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. Right, I forgot what I was doing now. Anybody remember what I was doing? Oh, we were doing the uranium triplatinum stuff, weren't we? Which we're going to need to do that recipe, which means we're going to need circuit 4 in the mixer. Let's make sure this works. Oh, wait, we can't. We actually need to get some uranium in here first, don't we, as well? Where's the nuclear craft stuff? There it is. Because all of our uranium is currently down here. Which uranium do we actually need for this? We need uranium dust. Ah, shit. So that. We're just going to basically have to grab a bit of this and then macerate it and then keep that in our ME system. I guess. Do I have a macerator anywhere? I actually don't have a macerator anywhere except for this one. Sort of, you were playing a part with some friends for a little while that had the taxied guns. They grabbed a double barrel shotgun, changed to this skin, and took them nether. There is actually a Doom mod as well. It's like an actual regular Doom mod. It was in, oh shit, what was it in? Chroma Endless, I think it was in. I spent as much of that as I could running around in the Doomicorn armor. It was actually pretty good. Aside from the actual, the armor was really good, but the weapons were a little disappointing in it, unfortunately. Even the BFG. Right, let's see if this will actually work. It appears to be. As you fully scanned up from this single MV arc furnace. GG. I've been wanting to get I've actually been wanting to get one of the multi-block arc furnaces for a little while. Just one of the many things on my to-do list. I have a lot of things on my to-do list. All right, we need to put that in. Pattern provider should be fine. Right, and we need 2 of these. As for breaks, you've been trying to take as many as you can. Well, you've tried for more outdoors and in-person stuff than just gaming or videos. The recharge is much more. Honestly, I should do the same. I need to get out of the house more often. I don't have the energy these days. What do you mean I need an LGV compressor? I mean, this is one of the things I love about the the multi-blocks though. Like all you have to do is just switch out one block on it and you can change power tiers. Although I guess technically that's all you need to do with the single blocks as well, but all right, nearly there. And then we need to let's actually replace that with that so we can get straight to this recipe. Actually, let's start making the recipes for the things. We're not going to passive this one just yet. We want to get this passive to ASAP, but we're not going to passive it today. And Velocity's dimension is good for mining. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I don't even know if you can get ores in the Lost Cities. I assume you probably can, but I've never looked. There we go. Iridium-plated microminer, tier 5. Start by just sitting on your porch for an hour or so when you couldn't sleep or the like. I haven't got a porch to sit on, at least not one I'd want to sit on. I used to go out walking all the time, and I stopped doing it, and then I just, like, it's got to a point now where I just don't have the energy for it. I need to get it back, though, at some point. Well, I'm curious about the Lost Cities now, though. The only thing we've mined from here has been dirt. Fluid prospecting. Yeah, no. There's nothing over here. I mean, it's good for mining for dirt. I can guarantee that much. Everything else, there's nothing here though. I don't know if the generation broke. That's the actual Lost Cities dimension. And it's been like that since I started. The thing is, though, when you start in the Lost Cities, do you actually start in the Lost Cities dimension? Or do you start in the overworld with Lost City structures? Because obviously we started in the regular overworld. Yeah, that's where we started. And we are in a Lost Cities. We have Lost Cities here. Which actually, looking at it, is almost like a perfect circle, isn't it? I hadn't noticed that until today. Yeah, we've got the Lost Cities here. And there are ores in this dimension, but there aren't in the Yeah, it'll depend on the configs, obviously, yeah, but like, which is more, I think we're talking more like specifically for this pack, I guess. And I'm guessing it's purposefully been set up to not have ores in the Lost Cities. Right, I need to make those and those. I think we've already got the advanced drilling kits. I'm gonna make... If I can make like 20 of these, that's gonna give us, what, 40 stacks of raw Naquadah? Which is gonna get us, what, 80 stacks of Naquadah dust? That's going to take a long-ass time to make all the HSSG. That's another thing we need to get passived. But that will get us a decent chunk of Naquadah to get us started. Maybe we just do 10 to start with. Oh, it's HSSE, not HSSG. But we should be able to make that. Oh, where's my bender recipe? There it is. So what have you been up to work-wise, BT? I remember ages ago you said you'd started working on an SCP game. What happened with that? Here we go. All right. Eventually, this will have to be passived. And actually, if we passive this, I was thinking I was going to need to passive this recipe as well for the Sheldonite, Bornite, Penlandite, and Chalcocite, because those are all ores needed for the plat line and to get the various plat line resources. However, if we just passive this also gives a stack and a half of Sheldonite, which is also plat line. And this actually gives us the most platinum group sludge out of all of them. You can turn the Sheldonite into, I think it's 4 platinum group sludge. The rest is just 2. So it would be nice to have this passived. It's been daft not seeing the answer in front of you. Do you need subnetwork for Blast Furnace and its multi-block friends? Depends how you set it up. Guitar Lilim. You'll only need a subnetwork if you want to input both fluids and items within the recipe. And only up until LUV. If you're just kind of, if you're inputting fluids and items in the same recipe, then yeah. Yeah, the way I've not got it on my EBFs, but I've basically got it on my large chemical reactor. I'm assuming you know how to set this up anyway, Guitar Lilin. So I don't need to show you how to do it. If not, let me know. I'll try and go through it, but mostly just planning. Every project you've worked on has got a new black box by the engine, so you've started working on your own engine now. Modern engines gains reliance on bandages like TA and DLSS to cover up base performance and optimization issues is going to kill the industry, honestly. I figured you did, Guitar Lilin, which is why I didn't kind of go into it. Right, let's see. Let's make 20, not 51, 20 of those. Right, did I do the recipe? How long is it going to take us to do 20 of these? It's going to take a while, isn't it? I mean, we're not missing much in the way of resources. Or that we don't need much in the way of resources. Tungsten steel dust is, all of it's fine. It's just the time it's going to take to craft everything, but we'll do 20 of those. Right, stabilized plutonium is the next thing. Okay, so yours doesn't have ores either. Okay, so it's not just mine then. That's good to know. Right, so we do need to do liquid plutonium to turn into these, which means we're actually going to need another fluid solidifier, aren't we? What did I have? What tier did I have my other fluid solidifiers at? Can I upgrade those while I do this? HV ones, how long will this take to solidify? 6 seconds. Yeah, I'm doing an IV fluid solidifier for this. I'm pretty sure we did the multi-block extractor already, so we shouldn't need to worry too much about that. And we have a little bit of plutonium. We've got like 14,000 plutonium dust, plus 15,000 crushed plutonium still to process. So that should be fine. All right. We do need that IV fluid solidifier, though. And I guess if I'm setting this up, I may as well do the others as IV as well. I am very tempted to just have all of these circuits just pinned at the top. I don't want them pinned at the top, but this is getting ridiculous. I don't like my favorites bar getting cluttered. And that unfortunately is going to clutter it. But it is what it is. All right, pattern providers. All right, fluid solidifiers. It will still have spawners like this. The world will still generate with dungeons as well. They just won't spawn anything. You never clear your favorites bar. Most packs you get up to 3 or 4 pages. I have never had more than like 3 or 4 rows at most. I can't do it. Like just seeing that much clutter there just stresses me out. So like this, I tend to like when I start working on something, I tend to focus on that one thing until it's done, and then that way, once it's done, I can then just clear it and be done with it. I don't let myself get sidetracked. It's not always the most efficient way to do it, but it does mean I do actually get stuff done eventually. All right, we still need to make a ball mold as well, don't we? Wait, I don't already have a ball mold, do I? No. Why do I always have like 3 steel plates in my storage? Like, no matter what I do, I'm always left with just like 3 steel plates. You work on like 30 things at once, never fully complete anything, and then wonder why everything's so slow. That'll do it. No, the ones in the overworld, I think, have been kind of set up to not have them. I think it's the same when you're not in peaceful as well, because obviously, like when we started this world, we weren't in peaceful. Which one more fluid solidifier? Come on, you can do it. What are we waiting for? Oh, HSSE ingots. Okay. Fine, we'll go and grab these, and we'll find out where else you're going to put these. All right. Can I free up some space here? Oh, wait. Oh, god damn it. I've already made one for it. Well, we're upgrading all of these anyway now, then. It's an EV one anyway, so it's still going to be an upgrade. Fuck's sake. Right. We should be able to just get rid of that. Come on, anytime today. I can't switch any. I don't know if I need these for anything else at the moment. Come on, just give me the last one. Please, for the love of God, just give me the last one. You're not going to do it, are you? Fine. Right, so if I'll move the other one down to there for now. Why did I have a ball mold one? I'm not sure why I had a ball mold for this. Right, until that one is done, we'll just have to use the EV one for now, I guess. Although it should be done any minute now. Right. Are you doing the HSSE? You are. How am I going to do this? Awkward. It's going to have to go there, isn't it, for now? Most of this. And there it is. Just in time. And they're all IV, right? Yeah. That goes in there. And then we just got to sort out the auto outputs. And there we go. All right, so let's put those away, put that away. All right, so we need to make the stabilized plutonium. What do we melt down for liquid plutonium? Okay, so it's this one that we need. That's... And then in order to get that, we do that. Although, actually, I think we can... quadruple that. So I think we do have the... I think I did make the multi-block extractor. Yes, I did. Beautiful. All right, and since we're over here anyway, let's just put that into... oh, we did it for solidified argon. What did we need solidified argon for? Oh, it was the laser things. Yeah, those. Mining lasers. That makes sense. Lost Cities Dimension does have the raw oil spout things. Not the most useful thing in this pack, unfortunately. Right, 16. If we're making 20 of these, how many do we need? Oh, that's not bad. Only 160 plutonium dust for 20 of these. Let's see how long this takes. That makes sense. Okay. So, since this is going through the manual one, should be enough space then. Do I have any stack upgrades at the minute? I'll just make a couple of those, just to be on the safe side. Put those in there. Okay, right. So, we can take that out of there and put it into there. We need to add that into there. Yeah, the Lost Cities is definitely nice for chest kind of for chest loot. Should be able to get a few backpacks in there as well. All right, so we need to output quantum flux, stabilized plutonium, advanced drilling kit, and drill heads. And these are what, 16? Actually, this is going to be easier to just do that. Make sure we are outputting enough of everything. We'll get rid of that for now and do that. That. And that. And then, hopefully, if we just start this going now, it should be ready. Do we have enough power in here is the next question.
//.
// indeed. Al, with the Prime sub there, 5 months. Thanks so much, Al. Can we get some love and hearts in the chat? How you doing, Al? How is your Saturday going? And what's your IGN as well? So we can stick you in here. I need to do what... Oh, God, I keep forgetting I'm in creative. I need to do what Ziddick does and actually have, like, a database with everything in it. It's far more organized than I am, though. There we go. Next to Doom Guy. A.K.A. BT. Or BLT now, I guess. And... there you go. Thank you so much, man. All right. So we do need IV. 200 seconds per thing, but that should be fine. So if we shove you in there, you should come back with 2 stacks of Naquadah. Weirdly, 24 Caymanite. And then a stack and a half of Sheldonite. So we'll come back and check on that in a little bit. I want to go back down and check on your processing. Make sure nothing is backing up excessively. Nope. Seems good. Tungsten is being made. Wait, how are we doing for, like, tungsten? How much tungsten, steel, and everything we got? Just backing up. Fire. That should be fine. I've not watched a huge amount of Hermitcraft in a while. I've watched some of Mumbo's episodes. I keep meaning to get back to watching Gems, but I haven't in a little while. I have been watching the Life series though. Oh, yeah, that's the Life series. That's not so much Hermitcraft. That's the Life series. Yeah, I have been watching that. Yeah, I've been watching Gems episodes of that. And I watched Skizz's earlier today. And who else's did I watch? I watched somebody else's. It's the Hermitcraft, and it's not just the Hermitcraft team though. There's not everyone on there is on Hermitcraft. A lot of them are, but obviously, like Big B's not. Scott Major's not. There's a few others that aren't. But it's not actually just Hermitcraft. It's kind of largely Hermitcraft, but not all of them. But yeah, either way, it is a fun series. All of the Life series have been really good. At least all the ones I've seen, anyway. I think my favorite one though was I can't remember what it was called. The one where there was a different kind of effect thing going on in each episode, where they had the snails following them around. You know what? I've never actually watched any of Ren's on of the Life series. I quite like Joel's. Smallish Beans. And LD Shadow Lady when she... LD Shadow Lady, I've become kind of... I absolutely love her videos. Just that she's got very British sarcastic humor, which I absolutely love. She's not in this series though, unfortunately. But good reason. And there we go. Our first Naquadah. Can we claim these now? Yeah, let's claim these. Yeah. I mean, apparently having a kid is a good enough reason to not be in it. Weird that. Anyway, right. We have our first Naquadah. We can actually process this properly now and everything, can't we? There's not going to be anything that's going to cause any real issues. I don't think we can do the enriched Naquadah. But we can do Naquadah and actually get the hot Naquadah ingots from that. And I think we're running our vacuum freezers at EV. I think we're running them at IV, so it should be fine. But yeah, we can get our first Naquadah. Which is fantastic. So let's go and make some storage for these. So what are we actually going to... Right, let's go through what we have in here and what we need storage for. Sheldonite, we've already got everything set up for that. That's getting processed straight into the plat line. So that's fine, but it's just what we get from the Naquadah and what we get from the Caymanite. So sulfur we already have. Barite? I think we've got storage for barite already. We do. We haven't got a lot of barite, but we have got storage for it. I think we were processing that into barium, so... And then we do need it for Naquadah itself and enriched Naquadah. We can't do this yet, though, can we? Yeah, we need Naquadah coils to process the enriched Naquadah. So obviously we need the Naquadah first to get that. And then the Caymanite, what do we even get from this? Niobium? I think we've got niobium already, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, trinium. That's what we get out of that. Oh, sorry, trinium sulfide and trinium. And then the Caymanite itself can be electrolyzed into, oh, tantalum. Another source of tantalum. And trinium as well. Okay, so the only one I need to check there is niobium. Yep, we got storage for that. Okay, cool. So we just need 4. I would like to start getting, all of these moved over into 256k drives as well today. That's another thing we got to do. All right, so eventually we're going to have to do one for the actual Naquadah, Caymanite, and Sheldonite as well. Just because we're going to be passiving this at some point. Right, am I spelling that correctly? I am indeed. Okay. So Naquadah dust. Enriched Naquadah dust. And then trinium sulfides. I'm assuming this will just get... Wait, do we actually need the trinium sulfide itself? Ooh, okay. Oh no, trinium sulfide just gives us trinium. We just have to process it with zinc, which we get zinc sulfide back from, which can then be electrolyzed into zinc and sulfide. Okay, so you basically just cycle it back around. Okay. That's going to be one of those ones where we have to set up a dedicated EBF for that, but that's fine. All right, trinium sulfides. Right, and then just trinium dust was the last one, right? Yeah. All right, let's go and process that and get our first Naquadah ingots. Ooh, and we got another thing gone through there as well. Right. The one thing I am a little unsure of with this setup is I need to find a way of shutting these off when I don't want them running, basically. It's going to take a minute before we actually get through all this. I wonder if there's a way, like, how can I do that? Oh, it's actually pretty easy to do. It is actually very easy to do. Hold on. Although a little awkward. Because I want to be able to send a redstone signal. What it would have been nice to do is to be able to send a redstone signal into this. So we could just turn a lever on and then that will turn that off. But the problem is if I have a block on top of here and put a lever on there, that's going to power that, I think. I could cut the power, but I don't really want to do it that way. Because the only way I can cut the power is by basically disconnecting the whole thing. I could do that with toggle buses. But if I use toggle buses, each time you toggle a toggle bus, it essentially reloads the entire ME system. Since we're powering everything at the minute via peer-to-peer tunnels. The way we've got it set up, that would be awkward. Yeah, I think that leaves... Hang on, let's test this with a another clock. Oh, no, that doesn't turn it on. Ah. It does turn that on, though. Oh, I think the redstone signal to turn it off has to be on one of these sides, doesn't it? Yeah, the redstone signal has to come from one of the sides. It can't be on the top. That's perfect. So... Wait, is that going to work, though? I am using buses and hatches. What made me do it the setup this way though was basically just because I wanted to have control over how often they ran. Initially it was just because I didn't know if I was going to be able to produce the resources to run them all as quickly as they would run. And then then it turned into I can't actually process all of the resources from it quickly enough for it to fully process everything before the next lot ran. So I wanted to be able to basically have control over how long it ran for. So now it turns on for ever so slightly longer than the speed of the mission, and then turns off for however long I want of a delay before it runs the mission again. So that this way we can have control over how often it runs. So at the minute, all of these are set to run every 15 minutes. But we should be able to set this up. If we put a redstone card in each of these... that will shut it off. Unfortunately, now I've just set it running again, but... So we can shut that off, and then I think it resets the timer to active state as you turn it on. So actually, that's actually another good way of setting this up. So if we could then, if we want it to run again, like one lot, like kind of restart essentially, we could just flick the lever off and then back on again, and it should be able to just restart, like kickstart the whole thing again. Bobo, how are you doing? How is your Saturday going? Yeah, that should work. And I've got these are set up in a way that basically if for some reason we do back up on these, we're not processing everything quickly enough. Everything back, like if this backs up and we get like 8,192 of ruby ore in there, then this just shuts off, so it doesn't produce anymore. Or if we get over 16,000 chromium, which is what we're trying to get from this particular one, it will shut off. Basically, I like to have lots of control over how everything runs and when it runs. It takes a lot more time to set up, but it is definitely worth it. I finally beat the Chaos Dragon. GG. Which quest is that, Guitar Lilin? It's gonna. So I am actually gonna turn all of these off. for now while we're processing the Naquadah. Okay. Any tips on how to not to get overwhelmed playing modded Minecraft? Just honestly, just take things a step at a time. Figure out what it is you want to do, like what your end goal is, and then just kind of try and work back from there and just take it one step at a time. That would be my best suggestion. And if you have if you are playing a pack with quests, like follow the quest lines. They generally, especially if you're in packs like all the mods or the Enigmatica series, they not the expert versions. They tend to have very good quest lines that lead you through how different mods work, and that gives you having that quest gives you something to focus on. Basically, Guitar Lilin, yeah. So the universal circuits are made with any of that tier of circuit. So the HV ones can use any of those. And then I guess obviously put into Atomic Reconstructor. And then any crafting recipes you make using the circuits, make sure you always use the universal circuit. That way, as you change to making better circuits, you don't have to go through like every one of your, say you've made a bunch of HV machines. They've all used like the first tier of circuits, and you've got patterns for all of them. And then you go and you update to using these. All those recipes and then broken, and you've got to go through every single one and change the circuits on each of them. Whereas if you use the universal circuits, all you need to do is change which circuit is being used to craft the universal circuit, and then you only have to change it in that one place, and it will essentially update all the other recipes. So yeah, what you were saying is like, yeah, you've basically exactly what you said, Guitar on. The Chaos Guardian in newer versions, first time I played the Chaos version in the newest thing, that was the one thing I cheated on. I think it was Ragnarmod 6. Because at the time, I didn't know the strategy to beat it. So I literally I could not beat it. I was getting so frustrated that I was just doing no damage to it whatsoever. And I just got frustrated. Is Monifactory that complicated like everyone says, or is it manageable? I guess a lot of that depends on your knowledge of modded Minecraft, and certainly your knowledge of GregTech as well. As far as GregTech based packs go, it is definitely Monifactory is definitely one of the easier ones. But it is still GregTech, and it is still pretty complicated. But I would say, so long as you follow the, again, like with everything else, like so long as you follow the quest lines, it's definitely manageable. We're gonna, have we ended up with, oh, we have still got our first Naquadah dust in here. Nice. Oh, wait. What didn't get an oh. Something didn't get an overflow destruction card. It was the trinium dust. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Yeah, the quests are really good. I mean, to be fair, even in GregTech New Horizons, the quests are incredibly informative in there. But GregTech New Horizons is definitely not something I would recommend to new people. Chaos Dragon, the scariest part of the game. It's definitely a rough fight, especially like the newer versions. But yes, there is a strategy to it. Which is basically whenever it's firing lasers at you, hide behind the pillars. That's pretty much it. Have the best armor you can get. Basically have fully, you do still need fully upgraded, like mech suit helps, and obviously with the fully upgraded draconic chest piece thing. Helps as well, but basically whenever it starts firing its lasers, hide behind the pillars. That's pretty much it. and then fly around near the pillars because only its attacks, I think, can damage the crystals. It's kind of a tedious fight, in fairness, but it's... if you don't kind of know to hide, like just hide behind the pillars, because if you're behind the pillars, the 3 to 4 hours to finally beat it. I know, like, let's say, like the first time I went through it, I was there for several hours trying to figure out how to do it, and I couldn't damage it at all. I didn't realize that you actually had to get its own attacks to hit the crystals to do any damage to them. I think when I first actually beat it, it took me about half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, once I'd figured out the strategy of it. Before then, it was 2, 3, 4 hours and then cheating to finish it. Chaos Dragon, scariest part of the game you ever tried? Yeah, the Chaos Dragon is definitely rough. The quests are the rewards that complete other quests. Sometimes you find a bit annoying. Yeah, I will agree on that. Yeah, sometimes it's quite useful. Some of the seed quests you get in all the mods 9, for example, it's quite nice to not have to craft the seeds if you're never going to use them. But so glad Monifactory doesn't have boss fights. Yeah, you and me both. No, I 100% agree, Al. I don't believe it needed to be made either. Oh, look at all that Naquadah already. Beautiful. Right, do I have... it's Argon we put this through with, right? Where are we? Not enriched Naquadah. Yes, Argon. How much Argon do we actually have? Oh, we're fine. We're doing fine for Argon. Do we have our EBF set up work with Argon? I really need to get rid of this interface. It does not need to be there anymore. We do have Argon in there already. Perfect. Okay, so all we need to do is set up the recipe for Naquadah. Wait, do I need to get Naquadah dust at all for this? I do not. We're not actually going to be doing too much with the Naquadah yet. We are going to be switching over to working on the assembly lines. But we do need to get these up and running. Right, that needs to go into ABF with circuit 2. Let's see if we can get our first Naquadah ingots. If we just do, say, 32 of them. I have a feeling these are going to take a while. Oh. I was expecting a lot longer than 10 seconds. Okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. Have we started getting the trinium and trinium sulfide through yet? No, we still haven't started processing that yet. Yeah, the crushed sheldonite is fine. Yeah, the caymanite we've not started processing yet. Okay, that's fine. Let's dive into the configs for the server someday. Every time it reboots, it puts you back in normal mode instead of peaceful. Really? To be fair, I've had the opposite thing happen in a few Greg Tech packs where it's taken me from normal mode and put me in peaceful mode, and I haven't realized till like hours later. Never really known why it's done that. There we go. Our first Naquadah ingots. Yay. Right, and he does mention Naquadah processing. I'm not sure. Right, there are 3 materials you'll need from processing Naquadah, enriched Naquadah, enriched Naquadah, and Naquadria, and trinium. Okay. There are 2 different ways to process Naquadah, each resulting in different materials. The first option is to process ores from the Tier 5 microminer. Naquadah ore yields enriched Naquadah through the magnetic separator. We're also getting it in other ways as well, but I want to have a double check that actually. Caimonites and Caimonite yields tritium. Second option is to do the full CEU processing of Naquadah with fluoroantimonic acid, second strongest acid known to man. This is a decently evolved process, but not only does it yield two other Naquadah materials, it also grants byproducts of titanium, sulfur, indium, phosphorus, barium, and gallium. Now that sounds like something I want to do. So how do I process So do I process the Naquadah dust itself? I can even find it. That's Naquadah alloy, enriched Naquadah. There we go, right. Ah, okay. I might need to make another flowchart for this. Right. So if we take 6 Naquadah dust, that gets us. I wish you could set do recipe chains in EMI from like the start point going forward. So 6 Naquadah dust and 1 fluoroantimonic acid will get us 4 titanium trifluoride. Titanium trifluoride will get us titanium and hydrofluoric acid. Okay. So titanium and hydrofluoric acid. I'm assuming that will go into making fluoroantimonic acid. Yeah, so we need the antimony trifluoride. Do we just cycle the fluoroantimonic acid round is what I want to know, basically. Will we get all of the byproducts from this back so we can just cycle it round? To make 1 bucket of that, though, we need 4 buckets of hydrofluoric acid from the titanium trifluoride. We'll get 3 buckets of that back. So impure enriched Naquadah solution then gets put in a centrifuge. Gets you tritium sulfide, antimony trifluoride, and the enriched Naquadah solution. So tritium sulfide will then get turned into the hot tritium ingots, which will turn into tritium, and a little bit of zinc sulfide, and antimony trifluoride. I'm assuming we get 2 of those, and I'm assuming we can turn that. Antimony trifluoride if we react that with 4 buckets of hydrofluoric acid, that gives us. Oh, right, no, we need that to make the fluoroantimonic acid. So you get 2. Hold on. So we need 4 of them to make the 1 bucket we use. So do we get antimony trifluoride? Okay, so you get 2 buckets of 2 antimony trifluoride dust from the impure enriched Naquadah, and we get 2 from the antimony from the impure Naquadah solution. That way we get all of it back. So the antimony trifluoride gets recycled. Indium phosphide. I don't think we get all of the. I don't think we get all of the stuff for the fluoroantimonic acid back. I think we might do, but we'll have to do a little bit of processing in order to get there. But my question is, how much more do we get processing it this way as opposed to processing it just by putting this through here? We do get, I don't think we get the, I think we have to process it this way for the Naquadah. I don't think that's the only way we can get that. But you take 6 of that, that will give you. Plus, you do get the byproducts from it as well. The titanium trifluoride. Plus, we'll also get the byproducts from getting to the Naquadah dust in the first place. So you get tritium. For every 6 of them, you'll get 1 tritium. Enriched Naquadah solution. 1 bucket of that gets you 3 buckets of the acidic enriched Naquadah solution. 3 buckets of that gets you enriched Naquadah sulfates, which turns into hot enriched Naquadah ingots. And then the enriched Naquadah waste gives us sulfuric acid and Naquadah solution and enriched Naquadah. I really need to get see these are the kind of lines which you kind of need to have like a flow chart, and I will probably do this tomorrow. I actually get a flow chart to figure out how much we're actually going to get out of this. But I'm trying to figure out how we get actual Naquadah. Like, do we get actual Naquadah out of this, or is this just for getting the higher tier stuff? I think it is literally just for getting the Naquadah and enriched Naquadah. Oh, sorry, enriched Naquadah. The Naquadah sulfate gets you hot Naquadah. So yeah, I think we need to process the like keep some of the Naquadah and then put the rest of it into this process to turn into Naquadah and enriched Naquadah. Oh, gallium sulfide as well. But this is definitely something we want to set up, and that's kind of the reason I left this space clear, is so that we could fit the Naquadah processing, hopefully, in here. That's my aim, anyway. For right now, where are we? How are we getting on with processing this stuff? It's done. Nice, okay. So we should have tritium sulfide and tritium in here. Only small amounts. Oh, I completely forgot about the Caymanite dust as well. We kind of need storage for that too. Forgot about that one. All right, so we'll see if there's any better ways to process this as well. But this is all stuff for next week. We're not going to work on this just yet. We can now store all of these. There we go. Right. But we do have Naquadah now. Let's claim that. Right, anyway, there are 3 materials you need from processing Naquadah. Okay, so that's just from processing the... Yeah, okay. We do need Naquadah coils. Naquadah coils is going to be 2 stacks per coil. Sorry, 2 stacks per EBF's worth of coils. That takes liquid tungsten steel and osmium foil. Shouldn't actually be too bad to do that, especially since the Naquadah itself seems to process pretty quickly. We should have a bunch more of this to go through now. This should be still going. How much more have we got left of this? 8? 8 more things. We're gonna have plenty of Naquadah to get us started. Right, you can go into there. Okay, you're not going to let me shift-click everything in, are you? Okay, so that'll sort out all of those. What else do we need to sort out at the minute? I think there's anything else we need to do on that right now. I think we are good. So, the other thing we wanted to start looking at today was making the assembly lines. We're going to eventually need quite a few of these, and I need to get my head around the way the whole data hatch things work, because I've not used them before. So we'll see how this goes. Anyway, the assembly line needs to be provided with data on how to craft items before it can craft them. Data on how to craft each item is stored in a data stick and read by a data access hatch. This data is required to craft LUV components and the fission reactor, among other things. To begin, craft a scanner and a few data sticks. The initial scanner recipes run at HV, but IV is required relatively soon, so might as well make that one. Press R on the item you want to craft in the and navigate to the scanner tab. I'm assuming that's in JEI, it's supposed to say. And navigate to the scanner tab, but this will tell you which item needs to be scanned to make the data for the new item. For example, LUV electric motors will require an IV electric motor to be scanned. Place a data stick with the item to be scanned in the scanner. The item will be consumed and its data will be written to the data stick. Each data item can only hold a single recipe. Finally, place the data stick into the data access hatch of your assembly line. It will now be able to craft that item. Later, you will need more advanced data orbs and data modules to store data, and a data bank to read them. If you need to create duplicate data items, you can copy the data to a blank data item of the same type using the scanner. Okay, so we need to make a scanner, is the first thing. Right, so... IV scanner. Does take LUV circuits, but that's fine. It's still bugging me having all these up here and knowing they're not going to be going anywhere. Alright. How are you doing, Zodo? There you go, into there. And then we need crafts. Said scanner. You're good? Glad to hear it. AK as well, hello. Guitar Lilin, shop assistants can be assholes. Or people in general can be. Yeah, and I apologize, Guitar, if I sounded kind of condescending when I was asking about whether you know how to set up the peer-to-peer thing. I mean, that was more like not everybody does. And I don't know, I can't remember if we've ever talked about peer-to-peer networks before. Or sub-networks and setting them up in that way before. So I apologize if I came across as condescending. It was not intentional. One of yours had a similar experience. Like I said, was with a car. She took her to get it inspected, and the boyfriend was with her. The tech kept kept talking to him about the issues, and good to know, she's a mechanic for a rally team. Yeah. It's a whole don't judge a book by its cover thing, I guess. Right, we can get rid of this, and we can replace that with that, I guess. That works. For now, at least. Was not made for human interaction. Yeah, me neither, Sergeant. I'm sat here streaming. Probably not the wisest of career choices. Right, okay, so we need to make data sticks. So we need to be able to know how to make those. Not Dara sticks, I don't know what they are. Right, data sticks. Somewhat expensive, actually, for what they are. Oh, we haven't got NAND memory chips available at the moment. We're going to have to set that up. And wait, where are these? Are these just made in a circuit assembler? They are. We need to just remove the liquid tin from there. Okay. So remove the liquid tin. And we need to be able to make these. That'll go into the cutter. And then these are made with... Oh, we need another lens. Come on. Stop making me make more lenses. Oh, can we make Naquadah doped wafers now? All right, we need a grey lens then. Okay, that's fine. Right, we've got multi-block cutter there. We need the large circuit assembler. Wait, no, that's large assembler. That's not what I need. Where's the large circuit assembler? There it is. Right, data sticks can go there. Okay, so we just need a grey lens, which means we need grey dye, which we have. We need a little bit of salt as well. And hopefully we've still got some sulfuric acid in there. Perfect. All right. We need just a clear lens. Did I never set up a way for making glass lenses? Apparently not. Where's my lathe? Is that the lathe? Yeah. Okay. So we should have our glass lens any second. We turn that into a grey one, and then we've got to go and sort out... we've got to sort out another import hatch on the laser engraver. I'm hoping we have enough space for import hatches. Wait, was that going in the chemical bath, right? Yeah. Oh, have I put a fluid card on there? I did. Right, how can I get rid of that? Like that. There we go, grey lens. I think we did still have a couple of hatches available that weren't being used. That one isn't. That one isn't. Oh, we still got 3 available. We've got plenty of space. Okay. And then we need those, which means at the minute we're using phosphorus doped wafers, I think. Blade Master, thank you for that raid. Welcome. How are you doing? How was the stream? Must be a raw pain to remember where everything is. I remember where most of it is. How's the grading? It's going all right. We're just working on getting data sticks sorted so we can start making assembly lines. So things are going pretty well. What were you up to in your stream? I'm guessing more some form of Greg Tech. Good, working on Netherite line and GTNH. Oh, you're playing the beta. I've been playing GTNH off stream. I only started the run like a couple of weeks ago, so I'm only kind of mid to late MV at the moment. How is the beta looking? 2.8 going to be an awesome update. It does look like, from the features that I've seen, I had a quick look through the other day at what features were there. I honestly can't remember exactly what's coming in 2.8. I did go through the upcoming features thing on the Discord, but I can't remember. But thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Loggy, but it's been stable for you. Barely had any issues. I'm hoping there won't be any issues updating when I'm probably not going to update until there's a stable release. But I'm hoping there won't be any issues. Right, we have our first data stick. Are we going to be able to make an actual assembly line now? LUV motors might be our first thing that we make for this. Do we go with... Oh, we need Reridit for it. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's get an IV motor. And then we'll start. We'll see if Oh, so I was only going to be live for a couple of hours today. Do we have time to make the assembly line today? Probably. Kath over to go to the store, so you had to step away from it. And make sure you add to the list of what you needed for Saturday. Candy and food you missed. The important things, then. You don't want to miss out on the important things. Right, we'll let that do its thing. How long does this take, anyway? Only 23 seconds. It's not too bad. While we're waiting, let's go and grab some more of the Naquadah. And start processing that. I want to make sure the Sheldonite's actually been going where it's supposed to go as well. That's the upper floor. Yeah, there we go. How are we doing for PGS? Well, we've got 5k at the minute. Like how GT modern textures are familiar to you because you use a texture pack. I tried Modernity. The one that I really liked it, aside from the fact that it changed the texture of the grass for some reason, which I found very odd. I don't know if that was I just downloaded the wrong thing or not, but the fact that it changed the texture of the grass, I really didn't like, and I just hadn't got around to going around and removing that texture. I do like the new, the rest of the textures for it, though. I have to say, though, when I first saw all of the new... like the new Greg Tech textures, I remember I was playing all the mods 9, and I was playing with seeing what Greg Tech was like in 120 and all the mods 9. And you went from the old textures that I remembered to these ones. And it was just such a jarring change. And I couldn't stand them at first. I think the way I described them initially was, it's like Comic Sans in texture form. They've grown on me, though, I have to say. Use the one made by Dark Scorpion. I'm not sure who that is. The one I found it on the GTNH Discord, on the GTNH wiki. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it, see if it is the same person. Bear with me here. But yeah, I set up a kind of a semi-automated polyethylene line this morning. I think that was about the last thing I did. Oh, and a villager breeder. I don't know how useful that's going to be, but it means I don't have to make glass in any other way. Where are they? Resource packs. There we go. Oh, it might not be the same one then. Ah, I don't suppose oh, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't suppose you've got a link to the thing, but the bottle flag, if you do. Is there a new one on here? Hang on, let me copy that name down, the person, who made it, and I'll see if I can find it later. Because if I can get one that doesn't change the grass textures, that'd be fantastic. Ah, yeah, go for it. If you could, that'd be fantastic. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with. It's one of the things I don't like about Mix It Up is that they have not got a way to temporarily permit somebody to post a link or anything like that. There's not a way to do it, and I don't understand why they've done it that way. It's a very weird way to do it. Right, what do we need for the ass lines? Assembly control casings, solid machine casings, the assembly line itself. I've just realized I can't bookmark. There are so many things I keep missing switching between this and GTNH. The fact that in GTNH you can bookmark things from the quest line. Dropped an MC chat. Thank you. I appreciate it, Blade Master. I'll check that out later. Whereabouts, like, kind of voltage tier wise is the netherite processing? So I honestly I haven't even looked that far ahead, so I didn't even realize they'd backported netherite to it. Right. Assembly line, which means we also need to switch those out. And we also need assembly line casings. Oh, see, you'll put the bloody universal ones in. Okay, and then we need a recipe for those as well. I need to look at what we can do about getting better LUV and IV motor circuits as well soon. How have you been anyway, Zeta? Right. I really hope we can get this at least one assembly line made today. Otherwise required after ZPM for the higher tier coils. So on with Trinium coils, you were lucky enough that you upgraded your Omega EBF to Trinium before update. All of the Trinium coils been made more expensive now then, I'm guessing. You're doing pretty well. Good to hear. A lot more expensive. Oh, fun. Although, to be fair, given that I never looked at the recipe for Trinium coils before, it's not going to seem like that much of a change to me. And plus, it's probably going to be at least a good few months before I'm there anyway, so... Yeah, go for it. And be my guest. I need to sort out... There's a few more I need to sort out, actually, for this. I need to sort one out for the Naquadah processing. Right, what are we waiting on? What is actually taking the time? Oh, of course it's the bloody cutter, isn't it? The same as all, 2 extra Trinium wire and microfoil. So what have they changed it to now then? Right, how many... Is this... What's the highest layer of the... Like, how many layers are we going to need for this? For now. So I don't think there's much point in making one that is... I don't think there's much point in making one that's just like maximum length at the minute. Needs Naquadah universal insulation. Oh Jesus, I don't even know what that is, but it. So you're gonna have fun with that then, at least. Well, you don't actually. You don't have to. You upgraded it beforehand. And here I am, just kind of hoping to get to Canthal soon. And if I'm really lucky, get into a fucking logistics pipes network setup. That's the next big thing on my list of stuff to do. Getting some level of automation. I think I can do pretty much everything for logistics pipes at MV. I think. Right, anyway, let's read the actual quest for this. You just have a goal of making AE2 patterns. Oh, I would love to be able to do that in GTNH at the minute. Although I think going back to 1710 AE2 is going to be a little bit weird after playing so much with more recent versions. Because even with the changes that they've made to the GTNH devs have made, I imagine there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be very different. Right, anyway, the assembly line is a large multi-block structure that crafts complex materials similar to an assembling machine. These will be crucial going forward for making a variety of components and machinery. Make sure your power generation and circuit production are up to the challenge. None of the assembly line recipes require programmed circuits anymore. This quest calls for an assembly line that's 10 units long, allowing for 9 inputs and 1 output. This is a large enough assembler to make LUV components, but you'll need to expand to more inputs for later projects. The structure of the assembly line is a little stricter than other multi-blocks. The input buses can only be placed along the bottom, must all be ULV tier, and must face downwards. The output bus must be placed at the very end of the row of input buses and can be any tier. Fluid hatches can only replace the steel casings along the bottom. Energy hatches can only be placed within the top row of steel casings. The data hatch must replace a grate casing on the same side as the assembly line controller block. Later, you can replace this with an optical data reception hatch. Refer to adjacent quests for how the assembly line data system works. If your recipe is not running, ensure you have corresponding data for the recipe in a data access hatch or connected data bank. I will do that. Thank you very much. Right. So we've got the assembly line itself. What else do we want? We'll just make what it wants for us today, and then we'll look at expanding it next week. Right. Okay. So we need. Oh, God. Why can I never remember? This is the downside to having a really bad memory. I can never remember exactly what I need. Right, so we need 29 solid machine casings and 10 assembly control. So 29 and 10. Right, so 10 of those. 29, I think. Over 2.8 is pretty much the same as modern A2. The autocrafted stuff on top of the A2 terminal and all. Do they have fluid crafting? Have they like backported fluid crafting to it as well? So I know fluid crafting wasn't a native thing with it until later on. You need that hot shower. Welcome back, Quiet. Did the shower help? And how are you feeling? What did what did they say at urgent care? Right, what am I doing? I'm losing track of everything again. Right, 18 assembly line gratings. And then 20 laminated glass. I actually don't think I've got the ULV import buses auto-craftable at the minute. Oh. There's the gratings. Nope, didn't think so. I have chronic lumbar pain. Wow. I'm not sure you should be throwing your arms up like that if you've got chronic lumbar pain. I feel like that's probably a bad idea. Can't help your back much. How are you feeling now? Like, are you actually feeling okay? Like, not too much pain, I hope. Right, 9 of those. And I'm going to guess I don't have the ULV output bus either. In fact, I already know I don't. Right, let me... Those. Alright. I prescribed you stuff and gave you movement restrictions. Back is still sore, but you're going to not use it for much. Are you off now for the weekend? Are you kind of like finished for the week? Can you at least like relax over the next few days? All right, the output bus, 10 assembly line casings. I do need to do the data access hatch. Okay, so they only have slots for 9. I'm assuming we can't make this one until later. Yeah, we need the research. The research station is something I've never done anything with, so I'm kind of curious how that works. Okay, that's not too bad. Wait, that was no circuit though, right? Yeah. Where are we? No circuit. That works. That'll do. Okay. This was a wonderful start to your vacation. Oh yeah, you're on vacation, aren't you? What are we waiting on here? Oh yeah, all the circuits. Beautiful. We need to get that. We need to get the circuits sorted out soon as well. Let's grab the rest of the laminated glass. Right, 9 ULV input buses, 1 ULV output bus. And out of aluminium again. Yeah, that happens a lot. Until you can kind of start passively crafting it. Holy shit, just looking at the recipes for the netherite lines. It's a lot of shit. Oh, and Thorncraft stuff as well. Right, anyway. I'm getting sidetracked. We need 1 of you, please. Right, the assembly control casings are done. We still need the 10 assembly line casings. Means you're back 25 years ago and have paid for it every day since. Wish you lots of pain-free days. Yeah, I wish you lots of pain-free days as well, Al. I think that's one of the kind of things I like. If you throw your back out, if you kind of properly knacker your back, it does it kind of just screws you up completely. Are we limited to only 1 energy hatch on these? One or between 1 and 2. So we could put 2 IV energy hatches on here. That should allow us to run LUV recipes. Are we going to need to run LUV recipes before we get to LUV hatches? Probably not, but I'm going to do 2 anyway, just in case. I need to speed this cutter up. In fact, you went to have that spa day a few weeks ago and got a massage, and when she got to your glute, she asked you, do you have a lower back pain? So you have a literal pain in the ass at all times, I guess? I'm not always there, Quiet. I might be a pain in the ass, but I'm not always there. Right. No, Em only sees me every now and then. I'm not always there for her either. Oh, 3,500 Naquadah already. That is nice. Right. I guess that's technically true. How many more have we got left to do of these? Are we still... this is the last one. Nice. How long you got left? Oh, nearly done as well. Right, we'll wait till this is finished, then we'll put the rest of this Naquadah stuff down to be processed. When that's done, we'll turn on the other microminers again. To be fair, that given that how often I see Em, that's about all she can do as well. Oh god, I'm not gonna have enough inventory space for this. Fuck. God damn it. There we go. Right. So, have we got everything else yet? We've got one of our energy hatches. That's about it. We still need the assembly line casings and the data access hatches. Or the data access hatch. Should have the other energy hatch in a second. Right, and I think we want to put these... I'd have liked to have had them in the the request crafting area. Like, honestly, I would have wanted to have had them... Well, it would be over this side, wouldn't it? I'd have liked to have had them along here. But I don't think we're going to be able to do that, really. So, I guess instead... we do them in here. After leaving a bit to go get your lunch for your sister if you can get up. Just make sure you don't overdo it, Quiet. That's all I ask. Right, give me my 10 casings. There we go. Right, perfect. If we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the center point there. Let's put the first one in this chunk, though. Okay, right. These are a lot stricter than they used to be. Also, are we going to be... Is this going to cause any problems? Because we need to get underneath here. We've got... We should have plenty of space here for it. We shouldn't need a huge amount of space for this, right? Although, actually, we kind of will, because we need to do this in a subnetwork. Have a subnetwork, I think, to make this a little easier to distribute the items. So we might want to raise these up a block or so. Let me see. Okay, that would actually work out as well. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. And then we could get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them down here. Another one there. And then we could, if we need to, we could probably continue them along here. We're just going to have to bring this up, I think, by a block. It's going to look weird with them being up by a block, though, isn't it? So that's the sensor. Is... Oh, now I'm not sure. Is that the center, or is that... Or was the... Where I had it before the center? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be the center. Why is that there? Oh, God, have I broken things? Why is that there? That's in the wrong place. Okay. Does she really want food? I mean, that's a good motivator, I guess. Right, we're going to have to rotate all of these. Mm. I feel like I might need to move this out from here and have one less on this side. I don't know, am I ever going to need to get past here? My one concern is, like, if we have to expand these and then we can't get past, it's going to be a little awkward. And now this is also, like, already a little bit awkward. Because that's the center of the chunks, but these don't... What have I done here? Oh, I've just realized what I've done here. How have I not noticed this up until now? There was... How have I not noticed this up until now? There's a whole, like, bit missing from there. Yeah, I think I'm going to move this one over. Just so we have some space at the front here. To get around things. Actually, no, you know what? Let's just put it in this chunk instead. I will make a decision and actually stick to it soon, I promise. Put it in this chunk. Where's my wrench gone? Wrench is there. Okay, right, they're all facing down. If we put the outputs this side. Right, where else where do the hatches go? Oh, okay, the hatches go along the sides. Or they can go along the sides at least. What did it ask for hatch-wise? What did it want us to put in here? Oh. It actually didn't want us to put a hatch in, or it didn't tell us it wanted us to build a hatch. It's weird, but okay. That's fine. Wait, did I make too many of those? I guess I did. I had a bad hatchitude. Exactly, Tribble. Exactly. Yeah, I think I made too many of the assembly control casings. Oh, no, we needed 10, and it makes them in batches of 4. Okay. That explains why we had extra. But, well, we'll go along there, and then it's glass along the sides. Let me get rid of that. Glass along the sides. And then across there. Then if we put Solarius, how are you doing? What emote is that? That's awesome. I really like that emote. With the GTNH shirt. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, that is actually just a picture of me. That's quite cool. Right. Am I going to need to change this around and put the output hatch on this side instead? Or no, the output bus goes on the far side, doesn't it? So that'll go there, that'll go there. Uh-huh. All right, and then we get rid of that and that. Energy hatch there and there. And then we just got to put fluid hatches in here and also get rid of this floor. Of how they're so decorative. I mean, they're getting there. They have a lot more work to be done, and bits of them are wrong, I'm just realizing. That's not quite right. But yeah, there's a lot more to come on the decorative side. Dodo. I have plans. We just haven't got around to them yet. Okay, so we do need fluid hatches as well. Do I just want to use a quad fluid hatch? Is that just going to be easier? I feel like a quad fluid hatch is going to be easier here. But is 32 buckets going to be enough? LUV motors. Oh, that doesn't take a lot of anything, so that's fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Just a quad hatch should be enough. And if we're lucky, we can even get... Do we want a quad hatch, or do we just want to do... Quad hatch or ME hatch, and then just output all of the possible fluids. I think I'd prefer to do it this way. Wait, lazurite and distilled water? How do you mean? Are we still going to lazurite dust or lazurite or raw the crystals? Oh, we talking about this recipe? Yeah, that is actually, I've got to admit, that is a very confusing texture. Okay, so I guess we want to do these 10 storage buses. No, to be fair, that is a confusing thing to look at. I needed 11, didn't I? Yeah, I'm very glad you're sticking with this as well, Guitar Limb. I think one question I do have to ask though: are you still enjoying the pack, or are you just not wanting to let it beat you? I'm really hoping you're still enjoying it. Right, so let's see. We need to get power up to here, which means we're going to need to bring an ME cable up here on the main network. Oh god. There's just crap being placed everywhere now. It's fine. Okay. So, we give that power from there, and then I guess we just bring... Do I need or want to be able to see the pattern provider? I think I do. Possibly. Okay, so that should push into there. We just need to give this some power. Okay, that should work, I think. I've got to find a way of making this look a little nicer, though. I'm not the biggest fan of it right now. Can at least cover this over, I guess. If we need to get in underneath there, we've always got shrink. All right, I'm just going to give this thing some power. There we go. Right. Oh, we've got to rename this as well. Ass line 1. That'll do. Okay. So, we have our assembly line. We have... somewhere. a data stick with LUV electric motors on it. We haven't got everything we need for making the LUV motors yet. So we are going to have to do a little, like, a few more recipes. And I'm assuming that just goes in there. Almost done with 3 stacks of aluminium. Hopefully enough to get the pyrolyzer oven going. Yeah, there should be plenty. The pyrolyzer doesn't use that much aluminium. At least not in this. How are we doing for... How are we doing for, like, trinium as well? Oh, so much Naquadah. So nice. We've gone from 0 to 5,088. Not bad going. Right. So... LUV motors. I'm assuming we need to do LUV holes in here as well, right? Oh no, LUV holes are just done in an assembler. Fair enough. Okay. So this is the recipe. We need... Let's see if we have any of this stuff. Mostly no. We've got to get the HSSE, HSSS, and HSSG stuff passived, I think. Oh god, how do we even make rounds? Oh my lord. Okay, what do we still need here? Ruridit wire, we don't have ruridit yet. We're gonna have to make ruridit. Long HSS rods. At least we have the HSS ingots, so all of these recipes, except maybe the round. Oh wait, no, it needs to be 8, doesn't it? Except maybe the round. Oh no, it's long rods. Never mind. Ignore me. Yeah, so it's 4 to 4. Yeah, so maybe the rounds, everything else should be just easily doable for the HSS stuff. Yeah, the rings. Put into... Yeah. Right, so how does one make a round? Like an HSS nuggets and lathe it? Is that... Okay. Fair enough. We're going to end up with random HSS nuggets then? That's fine. I can live with that. Right, pattern provider. That goes in... No, that doesn't go in there. That goes in there. And the lathe goes in there. I want to make sure that works. I have a feeling I've put something in the wrong place there. We'll find out in a minute. Right, some long magnetic samarium rods. Which means we're going to need a recipe for that. We're going to need a recipe for... yeah, I may as well do it in 4s as well. A recipe for that. Working on connected to your AE, so no, not plenty. Rush reports are so helpful. Mod file, no mod information provided. Failure message, an uncalled parallel processing error has occurred. Java.lang.illegal argument exception. Multiple entries with same key. Block Minecraft air equals block Minecraft air. And that, I mean, that makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, absolutely. To be fair, I was never very good at reading Minecraft crash logs. If they didn't tell you, like, exactly which mod was causing the problem, I generally had no idea. Right, so that's Ruridit wire, fine wire. Please tell me I can actually make Ruridit at this point. I should be able to, right? We've got I'm assuming it's ruthenium and iridium. Oh, wait. Gotta get rid of that. Right, EBF. Oh, that. Means we need that. Just mix 2 ruthenium, 1 iridium in circuit 1. In the mixer, which is somewhere. There. Okay, so let's just see. We just craft one of those. Just make sure that works. You just got to remove one of the block Minecraft air, and you'll be fine. Yeah, just get rid of air from Minecraft. Nobody needs it anyway. Overrated. Right, is the Ruridit actually going to work? It appears so. Everything should be at the right power tier. Oh, it does take 17.5 seconds, though. Yeah, there we go. That appears to be working. Okay. Is that I think that's everything. I think we can now craft everything we need for this. Let's see if we can make our first LUV motors. Right, I'm gonna go over here so I can see this working, or hopefully working at least. Right, LUV motor. If we just craft one for... Fuck. I forgot we actually have to do the samarium rods as well. The samarium ingots, rather. We should have samarium. Yeah, we've got plenty of samarium. We just haven't got the ingots. Wait. I was going to say, we don't have to use magnetic samarium dust, do we, for some weird-ass reason? But no, apparently not. Just samarium dust. Alright. EBF, circuit 2. We are running out of space in here. Alright. It's allowing us to request it at least, which is a good sign. It's going to take a minute to actually make the stuff it needs to make. You go above Y280, you start suffocating. Hang on, there's mod that makes your Minecraft world huge. I'm talking build height 3,000 plus. Wait, so you've got a build height of 3,000 plus, but if you go above Y280, you start suffocating. That seems a little weird. Alright, we're just waiting on the HSSS. Do I have my drinking device? We can get under here and check in these if we need to. Alright, it's going to take a little while to get through the HSSS ingots. Oh, the samarium rods. Is that going to cause issues? We do need an IV polarizer, so I have a feeling that is going to cause issues. Because I don't think we've got an IV... No, we've got an HV polarizer. Okay. So that's another issue. So, IV polarizer. We're going to need a recipe for the 4X graphene wire as well. Right, so we can cancel that since that can't be done at the moment. Make an IV polarizer. And put that back in there for now. Just live underwater. Problem solved. You should be a programmer. Absolutely quiet. There shouldn't be too many instances where you can throw your back out being a programmer either. Theoretically. This is awkward. Right, I can get rid of... We don't need that now, but then that means that we need to link that and that again. What's even in these? Oh, nothing. Oh, okay, we just got the arc furnace there. Okay, we're going to have to do something with the arc furnace soon, but for right now, this is fine. One of the many things I have been meaning to do for a while and have not quite got round to. Just like fixing the, all of the applied logistics stuff. I've been meaning to do that for ages as well. Alright, so you have power. We've just got to allow you to push out the back. Let's go over here again. My ass lines. Then hopefully... Scheduled, but not actually crafting. Okay, hold on. Did I not allow inputs from the output side? Ah. I did not. Okay. Are you going to start working? You are going to start working. Hell yes. Alright, no worries, quiet. Enjoy the food. Don't hurt your back anymore. Ah, the one thing I haven't done, and the one that I did kind of fuck up on, is that that doesn't need to be there. And we need an interface on there. There we go. We have our first assembly line. Oh god, what did I put away? I put something... Why have I got a diamond axe and a diamond pickaxe in there? Yeah, why are they even in there? When am I ever going to need those? But there we go. It's been a pretty successful day. Like, we've only been live for just under 3 hours, which is a little bit longer than I intended to stream for. You must ask me a question. I've just put my axe away. How are you doing, miss? You have unfortunately joined just as I am about to have to call it a day. Oh, I know what I put away. I know what I put away. That. Right. Now that everything is processed in here, I think, let's turn these back on again. And these should run through and start producing all the stuff we're getting from those. Any minute now. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so things are going pretty well. We're still producing our TBU fuel, right? Yeah, we still got 1,120 TBU fuel. We still have 46,000 thorium and another 41,000 to process. We're not outputting to here at the moment, but that's fine. But there we go. It's been a successful day. We've got the tier 5 microminer. We've got our first Naquadah. We need to set up Monday is probably going to be starting to set up the Naquadah processing line. I will have a look at that over tomorrow. I was going to say over the weekend, but it's already the weekend. I'll have a look at that tomorrow, and then we'll look at what we need to do in terms of getting that set up. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Blade Master, for that raid. It's appreciated. Thank you for the resubs, follows, everything else. You guys are amazing. Again, apologies for a shorter stream. I do have some things I need to do this afternoon, though. But I did want to at least make up a little bit for missing a stream earlier in the week. But yeah, let's go and see who is live that I can send all of you lovely people over to. Well, live and playing the modded Minecrafts. I see at least one person. Why am I on my own tab here? That's not where I want to be. I do not want to raid myself. Oh, random question. Has anybody played a game called That's Not My Neighbor? Alright, I know where we're going. Not heard of it? It's an interesting game. It's not like £2.50 on Steam, but basically the concept of it is you're kind of like essentially kind of like the security guard for an apartment block, and people come in and you have to decide whether to let them in or not. And they can be just normal people or they can be doppelgangers, where they've just got either very obvious or very slight differences to them. And if you let the doppelgangers in, they basically start killing off the residents. So you kind of got to avoid that. It's actually really good fun. It's very cheap, and it's the kind of thing you can play just like for a little while and then put it down again and come back to it. I've been kind of a little bit somewhat obsessed with that lately. Mostly because of a song by somebody called Longest Solo Ever on YouTube. Which I'll post in Discord afterwards, actually. Anyway, right, let's go and see Fail to Survive. He is currently playing hardcore Project Nope Zone because he is a crazy person. He is on World 10 Day 2 at the moment. We haven't been able to go over and see Fail in a while, so it's good to go and say and send a little bit of love. Thank you for being here, Sarge. I appreciate it. I did see your message in the mob Discord, by the way. I just hadn't had a chance to respond. Right, okay. As far as the raid is concerned, all I need you guys to do is copy the raid message, the /me hashtag Chichave raid. Copy that. Once we get over to Fails, paste that into the chat there, along with any heart emotes you have available. They don't need to be mine. Any will do. Just show them a little bit of love. As for me, I will be back on Monday, around about the same time. We can start working on the Naquadah processing. And getting some more assembly line recipes and whatnot sorted out, and getting ourselves properly into LUV. It'll be fun. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your weekend, and I will see you all soon.